the first thing we're going to do today is basically just teach you how to make that tutorial. So the first thing is you go to Google and you download your newspaper background. Then you add this to your timeline. Then you scale this to probably maybe 1 minute or however you want it. Then the next thing is you select the ratio and make it 9:16. Then you rotate this and you zoom it out to fill the screen. Then you take it, you scale it right. Then maybe rotate a little if you want it slant, okay, and then zoom out so you can fill the screen. Then next thing you're going to do is to make it darker. So the first thing is you go to adjustment, you go to curves, then on the brightness, you take this from the top, you bring it down. Then you take this from the down, you take it up. All right. Then the next thing is to make it smoother, you go to video basic, then you go down to opacity, and you drag this down to 25, 26, okay, whatever you feel comfortable with. Then the next thing you're going to do is to make it shake, because if you play it right now, it's not going to shake. So you go to effect, you go to you look out for this rebound swing, you drag and you drop it on it. All right. So now you can see it's giving that shaking effect. But the next thing you're going to do is to make it smoother. So you have to change these numbers. So the best I found is 10, then 20, and yeah, 30 works really well. All right. So this is what it looks like. Okay. Now you have that shake effect. So the next thing you want to do is to add your text. So drag this down or click on add and drag it down. Then you edit your text. So let's say newspaper tutorial. All right. Then you reduce the font size. Okay. So make it smaller and you drag it to the right, to the left, wherever you want it. Okay. So you drag it to the right, left, wherever you want it, and then you choose the color you want. So if you want red, if you want it yellow, choose whatever works for you. And then the next thing you're going to do is duplicate that text. All right. So one, since you're making bullet point 1, 2, 3, however many bullet points you want, you can make it that. Then the next thing you're going to do is select all of this text and you go on the text, you come down and you go to this part and then you align it so they'll all be on the right or left. And before that, you have to like drag, excuse me, you have to click on each text and drag it out so they can appear. All right. Then you go to the other one and you drag it down. So now we have 3 bullet points, right? Then the next thing you're going to do is add an animation to it because you want that typing animation. So you go to animation, you go to type 1. Type 1 works best. So look for type 1 and then this is how it comes. All right. So you can make it faster or slower, whatever works for you. All right. So we're just going to make it a little bit faster or slower. Let's go with slower. All right. Then the next thing you're going to do is to adjust this so they come. So the first test comes next, then the other one comes after the first test. So this is where the arrow ends. So you basically just have to drag this to this point where the arrow ends, and then also drag this to where this arrow ends, and then you have something like this, something like this, something like that. All right. Then you just have to like drag this to the end so it doesn't look dirty or something. Drag this to the end and drag this to the end. Okay. So we probably want to give this more space. All right. So basically drag it here, drag it, and then you drag that. All right. Then you zoom it. Then the next thing you want to do is to give it the check mark, right? So you go to stickers, you go to emphasis, and you're going to find a lot of this. So choose whatever works for you, and then you just basically drag it down. So drag it to where the first text starts, and then you can resize it. If you want to make it smaller, make it smaller. If you want to make it bigger, make it bigger. Then zoom in so you can see how it comes. Zoom in, then drag this. Yeah, basically drag this to where the first text begins. Then zoom in or zoom out. Then the next thing you're going to do is duplicate. So to duplicate, you just have to duplicate 1, duplicate 2, because we have 3 bullet points. So basically, second one, and then the third one, you drag it down. All right. So that's what it's going to look like. Then you just basically drag this and make it align with all other elements. Then the next thing you're going to do is to make this start at the beginning and also make this start at the beginning of the other text, right? So you're going to click on the second one, you drag it to the beginning of the second bullet point, then drag the third one to the beginning of the third bullet point, and that's all you basically have to do. All right. And maybe change your text if you want to edit your text. And here we have it. So